Okay, guys, it is 7 o'clock. There's uncertainty to place at 8:30, so we need to get this thing moving as quickly as possible. I'm going to call our regular meeting for March 11th, 2021 to order and turn it over to Commissioner Johnson to lead the invocation.
Hello, pray. Holy Father, thank you as we come this day. Exactly about a year when our whole lives changed. We ask that you be with us and go through the town visit. Be these folks in here as they go along the way afterwards, and be with those who just need your guidance again through some terrible times that we've had. Asking things in Jesus' name we pray.
And next up is the approval of the agenda. There's no changes that I'm aware of, so I'll entertain a motion to approve. Move to approve the agenda.
Sorry.
All right, got a first and a second. Any discussion before we move to vote? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? All right, motion carries. Next up is the swearing in of Youngsville's finest. I'll turn that over to Chief Woodley.
Good evening. For those of you that I haven't had an opportunity to come around and meet tonight, my name is Greg Whitley. I'm the Chief of Police here in Youngsville, and it is a great honor and a privilege that I introduce the two newest members of our team tonight. First, I'd like to introduce Mr. Michael James Bader. Also, Bader graduated from Granville Community College in May 14th of 2019 in the BLED program. He comes to us from Oxford with 2 years of experience. He lives here in Youngsville with his family, his 6-year-old son, Michael Jr. Next, I'd like to introduce Mr. Deb Landon Robinson. Mr. Robinson graduated BLED again in Advanced Granville Community College in 2015. He has 6 years of experience previously with the Henderson Police Department, where he has eventually attained the rank of sergeant before joining our ranks. Also, Robinson has a BS degree from North Carolina State University in wildlife biology and is currently working towards a master's degree with Arkansas State University in public administration. He also holds an intermediate certificate in law enforcement. Mr. Mayor, would you deliver the oath of office?
I absolutely. Everyone take. So, left hand, right in the hand, right? Got it right here. Okay. All right. Got it against one. Get it done. Right hand up, please. I, state your name. I, Deb Landon, do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. That I will be alert and vigilant. I will be alert and vigilant. To enforce the criminal laws. To enforce the laws of this. That I will not be influenced in any matter. On account of personal bias or prejudice. That I will support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States. Support and maintain the Constitution and laws of the United States. And the Constitution and laws of North Carolina. Not inconsistent therewith. And that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties. And that I will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties. Faithfully and impartially discharge the duties. The duties of my office as a law enforcement officer. The duties of my office as a law enforcement officer. According to the best of my skill. Abilities and judgment, so help me God.
ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to have you on board. Might get a quick picture. We can get this up here. It is mine. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Congratulations. Y'all are more than welcome to stick around. If you want to get bored, if you want to leave, whatever you guys would like to do, but if you did want to leave, we'll give you guys a couple moments to play out.
Hey, Terry, can you hear me, bud?
I hear you.
Yes, do us a favor. Emily, so we're kind of in a little bit of a break right now because we just finished up the swearing in of the new officers. Emily just went to that new schooling. Since you're dialing in remotely, every time that you aim to speak or vote, could you please just state your name prior to any vote or any time you want to speak? Could you do that for us?
Sure.
Okay, thanks, sir. We got that.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okie dokie. We are back in. Item number 4 here is pretty lengthy. We've got several public hearings to get through. The first one is item A, the annexation petitions 2021-1 and 2021-5, Holding Creek LLC and Taylor Morrison, Holding Creek Reserve, Phase 6. I will go ahead and open the hearing on this to the public at 7:08, and I guess turn it over to Ms. Cindy. Do we have any additional staff report for this?
Nothing in addition to what was discussed last time. This is pretty straightforward. It's just the next phase of the Holding Creek subdivision.
Okay, sounds good. Having heard that, I will open the floor to comments from the public. Do we have anyone that, I know we didn't get any emails, Madam Clerk. Is there anyone on the phone that would like to speak in this matter?
And Mr. Mayor, this is Town Administrator Phil Cordero. I'll just recognize there's a phone number ending in 4716. Okay, excellent. Thanks, Emily. Phone number ending in 2277.
That's Jim Moss.
Okay. Mr. Moss, would you like to be recognized? All right. Let us know if you do. And then a phone number ending in 1889. And that's all we have joining us other than Mr. Hurt. I don't know if Mr. Hurt, would you like to speak during this public hearing?
I don't think so.
I'm fine, thank you.
I had everybody muted.
Okay. I was like, we're not hearing anything. Okay. All right. So Phil, we didn't hear anything on our end. Ms. Klinger had everyone muted, so if they were trying to speak, we don't know that. But did you hear anyone voice any kind of an opinion on this matter?
No, sir, you're good. And then also just for those that are listening in on the call, I'll let you know if you've been muted and you're joined via telephone, you can press the command *6 on your phone. Again, that's *6, and that will unmute your phone if you'd like to be recognized.
All right, well, hearing no comments from the public on this, we'll go ahead and close this meeting, close this hearing at 7:10. And move along into item B, which is annexation petition 2021-4, Patterson Woods LLC, Eastwoods Patterson Phase 7. I will go ahead and open this hearing to the public at 7:10 and turn it over to staff for report. Do we have anything in addition that wasn't discussed in the last meeting?
No, sir, this is just the next phase of Eastwoods of Patterson.
All right. Hearing that, I'll go ahead and open up for comments from the public. And Bill, I guess if you wanted to go through the roll call on that one again, feel free to do so.
Yes, sir. I'll go through the same 3 callers. We've got phone number ending in 2277. I believe that's Mr. Moss. Again, if you'd like to be recognized at any time, you can unmute yourself by using the command *6 on your phone. And then I'll recognize that phone number ending in 1889. And then our last participant electronically is Mr. Hurt.
Nope, I'm good.
And that's all, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. All right, so hearing no comments from the public, I'll go ahead and close that hearing as of 7:11 p.m. and move along into item C, which is a request to rezone Michael Hurt, 2268 Road, from Franklin County R8 to Town of Youngsville MU2. Go ahead and open that hearing to the public as of 7:12 p.m. and turn it over to Ms. Clinton for staff.
So Mr. Hurt approached us about annexing this parcel into the town limits and constructing a 144-unit apartment complex on the site. The annexation petition was approved at February's meeting, so tonight's meeting is just to assign initial zoning to the property as this was previously Franklin County jurisdiction. The proposal is for MU2 zoning. The subject property is bounded by residential zoning on all sides except the property across the street on Hicks Road, which is also zoned MU2. All uses are compatible with the proposed zoning, and the proposed zoning is also consistent with both the comp plan and the future land use map. Planning staff supports the street zoning request, and the planning board also unanimously recommended approval at their March 2nd meeting.
Okay, thank you for that. Having heard the staff report, I will go ahead and open up for comments from the public. Ms. Cordero, if you want to do roll call again?
Yes, sir, absolutely. So again, we'll go with caller ending in 2277, Mr. Moss. And again, I'll remind anybody if you're joining via phone and you would like to participate and you're muted, you can use the command *6 to unmute yourself. And we have the caller ending in 1889. And then Mr. Hurt, we recognize you if you'd like to speak at this time.
Nope, I'm good, thank you.
Yes, sir. And that's all, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. All right. Hearing no comments from the public, we'll go ahead and close that hearing as of 7:13 and move along into item B, which is amendment to Chapter 6 of the Town Code of Ordinances, Solid Waste Management Program, and the amendments to Town's fee schedule. Go ahead and open the hearing to the public as of 7:14. And I know Ms. Klinger, you probably want to give a report on this, but Mr. Cordero, did you have anything that you wanted to add to this prior to opening comments from the public?
Yes, sir. I just have a couple brief comments. I wanted to elaborate that the board at its previous meeting received 2 draft ordinances. One essentially set forth a process where the town would assume responsibility for the solid waste management at apartment complexes, and the other, which is the one that staff is recommending at this time, would be that the apartment complex owner would continue to manage solid waste. So we've had a couple of conversations in between the town and Hampton Downs owners, Mr. Bark Hurt, and I think there was a little bit of confusion about the roles between, who's responsible for taking away, for example, bulk items. And I think there might have been a couple of residents that were not aware of the proper way to, for example, use their compactor device. And so we've worked with them, and I believe the issue that kind of brought this change to the forefront has been mostly resolved. And so there are still some things that need to be addressed in the ordinance, and that's the reason why we're continuing to make the recommendation that we approve the amendments in the owner service provision draft version of the ordinance. And so that's the version that we would urge that you consider. Again, at this meeting, the staff are not asking the board to take any action. At this meeting, we're just simply providing the public opportunity to share their comments with you on these proposed revisions. Again, staff is recommending that the board consider the owner service provision, not the town service provision version of the ordinance. And essentially, we're just beefing up the ordinance to make clear the roles and responsibilities of the town and apartment complex owners, and then also making clear some of the enforcement mechanisms that are going to be in play. For example, the code enforcement officer has the ability to write a citation if he observes that there's, trash sitting out and causing a public health risk, things of that nature, associated fines, etc. And so these are all things that we feel will help modernize the ordinance and make it easier for both apartment complex owners and the town to help manage solid waste in a responsible manner. So other than that, I have no updates, sir.
Okay, thank you for that. So hearing the report there, I'll go ahead and open up to comments from the public. Do you want to go through the roll call again, Mr. Cordero, just to see if anyone that's dialed in would like to?
Yes, sir. We've got caller ending in 2277. Again, I think that's Mr. Moss. We have the caller ending in 1889, and then I'll just briefly remind anybody that's joined via phone, if you're muted, you can unmute yourself by using the command *6. Then I do see that we've had one additional caller join via Teams. The name registered on the participants list is Mike. I'll recognize that individual if you'd like to speak during this public hearing. And then Mr. Hurt, recognize you if you'd like to speak at this time.
Nope, we're good. Thank you.
And that's everybody participating electronically, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you for that. And Madam Clerk, do we have anyone submit anything via email? Okay. All right, well, hearing no comments from the public, I'll go ahead and close this hearing as 7:17. And we'll move along into item 5, which is citizen comments. Madam Clerk, before I go to Mr. Cordero, do we have any citizen comments in email?
We have nothing in email, but we do have someone in the.
If you'll give me a second, let's go through the roll call with Mr. Cordero really quickly, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Hausman.
All right, Mr. Mayor, I can certainly do that. Recognize the caller ending in 2277. Again, this is the citizen comments period, so this time is reserved to speak on any matter that pertains to the town of Youngsville. If you'd like to speak at this time, again, if you're joined via phone and you're muted, you can unmute yourself by using the command *6. Move on to the caller ending in 1889. And then we've got electronic participant joined via Teams under the name of Mike. We'll recognize that individual if you'd like to be recognized at this time. And Mr. Hurt, you are the last electronic participant. Would you like to speak at this time?
No, sir, I'm good. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Mayor, that concludes the electronic participation roll.
Thank you, sir. I will turn the floor over to Mr. Rick Hauser, who definitely has something to say clearly. So if you want to speak from there, you can. If you want to go to the podium, thank you. However you want to do it.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Rick Hauser. I'm chairman of the Youngsville ABC Board, 1145 Kilkee Lane. Just have two quick updates for everyone. I want to tell you on Wednesday in North Carolina, ABC Commission has formally approved relocation of our store to the Food Line Shopping Center. We've negotiated a lease there. We've drawn up plans. We have the fixtures and everything lined up for a July 1 opening date. So I'll give you that information. We intend to stay here at the current location until our lease expires in November. I have understanding that we may be able to continue After that point, on a month-to-month, because the developer there doesn't have a plan ready, naturally, if we do decide to stay there, we'll have to go back to the ABC Commission to get approval for a second store. But that'll be depending on how sales work out. The second thing I wanted to say is, at the last commissioners meeting, Commissioner Henley came to me and said that his wife had expressed an interest in being a board member for the ABC board. I called Laura Lee with the ABC Commission to find out there would be no conflict of interest. So she's more than capable of serving with no issues. I've reviewed her resume. I serve on the Franklin County Chamber of Commerce board with Mr. Henley, so I kind of know his qualifications. I read his wife's qualifications, and I was very impressed. So I would tell you that she would make a great addition to the ABC board. So thank you very much.
Thank you for that, Mr. Hauser. All right, that concludes our citizens' comments. We'll move along into the consent agenda, and the action requested here is to approve consent agenda as submitted. Do I hear a motion? Second. Got a first and a second. Any discussion before we move to vote? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Terry Hedlund, aye.
All right, and any opposed? Motion carries. Old business, item A under old business is to adopt annexation ordinance 2021-1, Holden Creek LLC, portion Holden Creek Preserve Phase 6. The action requested here is to adopt annexation ordinance 2021-1. Move to approve. All right, we've got a first and a second. Any discussion before we move to vote? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Terry Hedlund, aye.
And any opposed? That motion carries as well. Item B is to adopt annexation ordinance 2021-4, Patterson Woods LLC, East Woods of Patterson, Phase 7. The action requested here is to adopt annexation ordinance 2021-4. I move to adopt. All right, we've got a first and a second. Any discussion before we move to vote? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Terry Hedlund, aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Item C is to adopt annexation ordinance 2021-5, Taylor Morrison portion, Holden Creek Preserve, Phase 6. The action requested here is to adopt annexation ordinance 2021-5. I move to adopt. All right, we've got a first and a second. Any discussion before we move to vote? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. And item D is discussion on the proposed amendments to Chapter 6 of the Town Code of Ordinances Solid Waste Management Program and the amendments to the town's fee schedule. As Mr. Cordero stated earlier, this is kind of a discussion topic. Obviously, it sounds like some of the things that maybe brought this to the forefront that needed to be addressed have already been remedied. But as stated in the last meeting, we had the two separate versions to review. Hopefully everyone's had a chance to review. And I'll just kind of go around the room, and if anyone has any comments, or any of the commissioners have any comments or any questions that they would like to bring up or address, and we'll just kind of go from there. Actually, Commissioner Hedlund, since you've been so kind to state your name prior to each comment and each vote as requested, I'll go ahead and just open with you if you have anything to say.
I have no questions, Mr. Mayor. Terry Hedlund.
All right, thank you, sir. Commissioner Johnson. Okay. Commissioner Ritt.
No, that's good.
Mr. Williams. All right.
I just want to say I looked at this a lot today and had some questions for Mayor Flowers that he clarified for me, and I was leaning towards the owner service provision myself. One point of clarification I would like, if if we do move with this proposal, would we still be providing bulk pickup services as part of the owner service provision? Would the town be picking up both items?
So, Commissioner Brame, this is Phil Cordero. I just wanted to answer your question by stating that the town will not be providing any service whatsoever to apartment complexes under this proposal. So, the bulk service will still be provided to residents that participate and pay the monthly fee. So, single-family homes that have the rollout cart program and participate. But because apartment complexes won't be paying any of the solid waste fees, then they would also not be eligible to participate in the bulky item pickup program. Does that answer your question, sir?
Yes, it does, and that's what I recommend as well.
Okay, yeah, I feel like I've already spoken up. I tend to agree. I feel like if, the town asked these guys to take over the trash portion of this in 2014, 2015. They stepped into the plate and they delivered quality service. I don't see why we would want to, have any additional headache with having that. So I think we all in consensus to go with the owner service provision as stated. So good deal. So if there's no other questions, comments, or concerns, we'll move along into new business. Any other questions, comments, concerns? All right. Moving along into new business. Item A is a request to rezone from Franklin County R8 to Youngsville NE2, Michael Hurt, 2468 Cedar Creek Road. The action requested here is to approve request to rezone as proposed. Do I hear a motion to approve the request to rezone as proposed? All right, we've got a first and a second. Is there any discussion before we move to vote?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're talking about rezoning, correct? And then we're going to put like apartments there. We already have the whole traffic discussion. Not saying I don't want to rezone, and that's not the right place for it. But again, if we're going to be adding over here, right, Stevens Glen and doing this, it is maybe to be proactive with that intersection.
The DOT is having the developers of the townhome and Mr. Hurt work together on a signal warrant analysis for that intersection.
That's my main one. Okay. That was a discussion, thank you.
No worries. Any further discussion before we move to vote?
I had the same thoughts as well, and I was trying to remember when we had the discussions with DOT a couple of weeks ago. I don't think, did we bring this up during that meeting? Would this be something additional?
This is in addition to that. This is separate from that.
Okay. What the traffic study issue though, like after the Wiggins?
No, they don't have enough units to warrant one.
Okay. All right, that's all I had. Any additional discussion before we move to vote? All right, so we got a first and we got a second. Discussion is over, and I will call for a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Terry Headland, aye.
All right, and any opposed? All right, motion carries unanimously. Item B is review the application for Youngsville ABC Board, Lila Headland. The action requested here is to appoint Lila Headland to the ABC Board with term to expire on June 30th, 2022.
This is Terry Headland. I abstain from voting on that.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Commissioner Headland. Would this be the last vacancy that you would have to fill for the board? Still have one more after this. Okay, all right. Because I feel like I have a pretty good person in mind that can probably serve on the board, so hit him up before he leaves. Okay, so the action requested here, but I'm going to tell you, man, if you show up, you get voluntold. You don't get asked. Right? Okay. action requested here again is to appoint Lila Helen to the ABC Board with term to expire on June 30th, 2022. Do I hear a motion to appoint? Motion to appoint. Second. All right, we've got a first and a second. Everyone is abstaining. So any discussion before we move into the vote? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. All right. And any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Reports and other business. I get to go first. Wanted to say very happy birthday to Mr. Andrew Smith. Turned the big 20-something-ish today. And I know you're super excited about it. And what better place, or what other place would you rather be than right? I've had some really good discussion with Representative Winslow in the last meeting. We kind of addressed some of the concerns with trash and how it's getting out of hand, and trying to understand how we can get our heads around resolving things of that nature. And I know I feel like Mr. Cordero had a couple of action items that he was taking away from that as well. But I was happy to hear that Mr. Winslow was trying to introduce some legislation into the House to actually increase the fines significantly for people that are littering. So hopefully that can help stem some of the nuisance that's caused by the trash on the sides of the roads. Other than that, I know Commissioner Helen's probably going to want to talk about the community service day that's coming up towards the end of this month. And I'll encourage everyone who is able to come out and help us clean up and come out. Excited about baseball starting back up. Excited about Atarios playing tonight. That's all I got. Mike, before you say anything bad, realize you're not on mute. Okay?
I just think I did.
This is public record. So, I don't have anything else. Mr. Cordero, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, sir. Just wanted to reiterate that we do need one additional ABC board member in addition to Ms. Headland. Certainly very grateful for her participation and look forward to working with her. But again, if anybody has any specifically in-town residents that would be interested in serving in that capacity, we certainly would benefit from their participation. I will be submitting a budget to the board in the next couple weeks, so look forward to that. Look forward to discussing that with you during your April meeting. Hopefully we can get something ready to approve in May. But certainly after I send that document out, please contact me and we can set individual meetings and I can discuss any specific questions you have with regard to the budget and one-on-one meetings. I want to make sure that you feel comfortable. Wanted to reiterate that the staff has certainly been working very diligently in my absence, and so I certainly appreciate everything everybody's doing. Erin's running the meeting electronically. Emily is certainly doing everything she can to keep the office running with no disruptions, and certainly just wanted to express my gratitude for the entire staff. I think the team is working very well together, and I just their hard work. Not to say that they haven't been working hard, before my absence, but I just am very grateful for them and wanted to express my gratitude to them. So thank you very much. Other than that, I have nothing to add, sir.
Understood. Thank you very much. Any questions, Mr. Cordero? All right. Thank you for that, sir. I'll turn it over I'll let you go first again, Mr. Terry Edmond. What was yours, sir?
Thank you. A couple of things. Obviously, on March 27th, there's the community road clean, and the meeting place is at the Burnt Barrel, 8:30 a.m. if you're going to participate in that. Obviously, we can use all the help, but Mayor and I, we talked about the road 96, like from Food Lion going into town. It really needs a cleanup, and that really can't wait till March 27th. I was going to go out and start it this weekend till I hurt my knee. So I'm open for some suggestions. If my knee gets better, I'll certainly go out there and do it. I know Mr. Mayor was going to help some on Sunday morning. And I guess my question is, if you have any availability, let me know, and we'll work around it. I've got supplies. But that road's kind of nasty. And if I can get out and do it myself, I will, but right now, that's a long shot. So, that's it. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
We cleaned up 1A this week, and we picked up like 17 bags of road debris, so that looks a lot better. That's it.
All right, thank you so much, sir. I'll turn it over to Commissioner Johnson. Commissioner Redd? Commissioner Williams?
Okay, just one comment, the vehicle road noise continues to increase. And some of the vehicles going up that main street here today, I know we can hear it at the police station. So, appreciate anything you can do in that direction.
Yes, sir. All right. Is there anything else, Commissioner Williams? All right, and Commissioner Bray?
I don't think I mentioned this last time, so I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but a member of the YABA board reached out to me and asked me to join the board, so I didn't even have to go through an approval process. I just showed up to the first meeting and was on the board. But I am on the board. I've gone to a couple of meetings, so still kind of learning what they're about, but just wanted to throw that out there so that y'all know that I'm on there if y'all have any questions about what they're doing, trying to, form some type of relationship between us and the board and hopefully be beneficial. And I'd like to say happy birthday as well to Mr. Smith.
All right, anything else, Commissioner Bray? No. All right, turn it over to Finance for Ms.
Can I ask Randy a question? This is Terry Hedlund. Sorry.
You want to ask it now, or do you want to wait till his?
I can do it whenever.
Okay, let's hang on to his section. When he doesn't have anything to report because we're on our agenda, I'll let you ask away, okay?
That's fine.
All right, and so you said Phil's going to take the finance, please? Oh, no, I'm sorry, I thought you said Mr. Wood. Okay. Okay, it's been a long week, guys, sorry. We do have a report from the fire department. It is in our packet, so please take a gander at that at your leisure. And now we're at the section for maintenance. And we obviously have a report from Mr. Smith there. And Commissioner Hedlund, I was going to open the floor if you had a question for Mr. Smith. Now would be a great time to ask that.
Yeah, just a quick question, Randy, and I know Phil's probably talking about this, but Randy, can you help us on that road that's in bad shape? You and your team?
On which street?
I think that's in 96.
96, yeah. Well, we did the sweep. We serviced 20 bags, located from the cross at 96, took it all the way past the mobile home park to the welcome to the town sign of Youngsville. Serviced 20 bags in that location.
Cool.
I actually was over probably in the road a little bit earlier today, and I spoke with one of the site guys there, and they're going to actually try to do a little service in there in front of the new home development right there on that hill embankment. He's telling me he's going to pop out and one of his guys over there, hopefully by the first of the week, and I'll follow up with that and make sure that's done.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Anything to add in addition to your?
I would like to add 2 updates prior to the report being coming in. We just add some updates. We have met with the arborist for Richard Park. We should begin phase 1. I'm waiting on the arborist to actually reach back to me to give me his time to schedule the tree cutting ceremony later this week. If you go by Richard Park, you'll see 4 ribbons tied around trees in orange. Those trees will be completely removed, as well as stumps around. The remaining trees will be pruned back to the actual tree line itself in order to create more sunshine. This is about a 3-phase project, but our first phase is to get the trees fixed prior to us upgrading the gazebo, as well as overseeing the yard once we get it past grad. Also would like to address Mr. Johnson, concern last month with the Ruddy Park. We have recently went over there, we've added, stone, as well as some of these beams that I think the original, partner Rick Crew were going to use to build a, batting cage with. We moved those, cut them nicely to set mortar, as well as rock down to decrease the rub. We get 2 loads of that. We've also set up the, secondary concession tank. As the concession vendor has a second spot now located between field 1 and 2, or 1 and 4, I think it is, in the bottom by the load batting cage. So if you go by there, you'll see the appearance of telephone poles in a rock thing. And that looks pretty good. So take a look at that if you will. We are looking at maybe adding a little bit more rock there, but we think the look.
Anything else?
That's it, sir.
All right, thank you so much. Mr. Smith with Parks and Rec, full floor, sir. Anything in addition to your report that you want to submit? Nothing about being awesome on your birthday, not missing no more, can't get anything anywhere. That's why we're looking, buddy. All right, thank you so much. And, Chief Whitley, anything in addition to the report you've already submitted? No, sir. All right.
You forgot somebody.
Oh my gosh, I did. So we'll move back up to item 8 and go to planning and zoning. Ms. Klinger, sorry.
The only thing I have in addition to my report next month will be really light. I don't think we have anything, but be prepared for May's meeting to have a pretty heavy agenda.
Thank you for the warning. I think I feel like I'm getting sick already, so Commissioner Johnson. Sorry, I did not mean to speak to you. I just like to hear. So now we'll go to our town attorney, Ms. Barbara Jones. Did you have anything that you'd like to add?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No, I don't have anything specific to report on. I'm happy to answer questions as needed, but thank you all.
All right. Thank you. Any questions from the commissioners to Ms. Barbara Jones? All right. And
Mr. Mayor, I did have one comment. I just wanted to add something to the police report and wanted to thank Chief Whitley for engaging. Forgive me if I've already mentioned this, but the board had previously requested we reach out to the sheriff's office to see if those inmates can help with trash pickup, and the sheriff is committed. He's going to do that as soon as they're able. They're going through some planning considerations with COVID, et cetera, but he has committed to us that he's going to provide us that assistance as soon as he is able. So I just wanted to thank Chief Whitley and the sheriff for having that conversation for us.
Agreed, and that makes a ton of sense. To that point, any help we can get is amazing, and I appreciate you putting that in the report because obviously we did talk about that in the last meeting. So thank you for that. And congratulations on the 2 new hires. Now, are you fully staffed now, or are we still?
When our cadets graduate, be able to see and complete field training, we anticipate early fall will be fully staffed.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Good deal. All right. Thank you for that. And finally, town clerk and tax collector, yes, sir.
I have nothing to add to my tax collector report, but I did want to mention that the ABC board meets the third Tuesday at 9 a.m. So it's not an evening meeting, it is during the day. So that has been one of the reasons that we've had an issue getting some volunteers.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else?
That'll do it, thank you.
All right. There is no need to go into closed session. So I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Move to adjourn. Got a first and a second in discussion before we vote. Hearing none, all in favor? And any opposed?
Terry Hedl and I.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you, guys.